Hello, hello. Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy. I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today, I would like to talk to you of a film that just came out, and I think it's going to get overlooked just because of the niche. But um, and this is a Tubi movie that just came out called "I Didn't Do It," starring Jackie Long, Victoria Nichols, and Sheena. Um, yeah, Mark. Mark. How you pronounce that one? Mark. Q on it. Interesting. Now, this is a mystery thriller. It's only around 87 minutes, and it centers around a police detective who rejects to claim that his daughter, uh, took her own life by streaming it live stream and jumping into a river. But the father, the detective, refused to believe that his daughter took her own life, is in denial of it. So he tries to question that theory and investigate if it really did happen because there's no body. Going into this, I didn't expect much about it. This is directed by Chris Stokes, who is known for directing the cult favorite film You Got Served in 2004. I remember seeing that at the theater. And since then, he's made his own production company called Footage Films, and he's made a big impact on black cinema, um, independent, and kind of researching more into his work. I'm not too familiarized with his work. However, most of the stuff that I've been noticing, he's been making a lot of indie movies that's been getting some sort of more exposure through Tubi. Congratulations to him. Uh, which I'm curious about watching all these other movies on Tubi. But with this story, it's not really anything new, and based on how this film plays out, it's uh, it's pretty generic. But there are some unique things I do think do come about as a mystery film that doesn't get addressed. Like there's a scene in the film where you got these two guys that go up to the detective, warning him about uh, warning him about the dangers of investigating too further into this case of his daughter missing. And I don't know where that connects to other plot elements later into the film, but I can tell you as an independent film, from what our research was like, between 60 to $100,000 to make this movie, which is impressive. Which also brings to the fact that I think this film stays on point of what you need to know in the film. Uh, what's really important uh to stay on point making a movie. Like you don't need a lot of resources to make a movie. And this movie kind of shows it. I mean, you see it's low budget, but they do a very good job making it feel like it's a big scope film with so little money. It's incredible. Uh, I thought the lead actor Jackie Long was great in this. Uh, yeah, he's great in this. In fact, the guy looks kind of familiar. I do love his interaction with the other officers about trying to figure out what happens to his daughter and the why he's being pulled away from the responsibility of investigating this case, which we all know anybody who has a relative is involved and they work for the police force. they're always cautious about the mental dangers of what they may try to do, of taking the law into their own hands. And I thought Jackie Long does very good in this. Uh, it's very, I would say it's very procedural. I thought the mystery elements of this movie was a big lackluster, but it was something where I thought the story just was I thought the movie had a very strong story of what's going on. The performances here were all great. I really think this film really uh, was good for what it was. However, I think what made it better, and the daughter was amazing in this. Uh, like I could see her going places. Like her performance in the film, and she really shines towards the end of the film. I really hope her career goes further because she was amazing at this. She had me on the edge of the seat with her performance. There is this ending, and I'm gonna come out and say it. I think this is one of the best plot twists I've seen in quite a long time for a detective movie because it was like the best part of the film. You know how certain plot twists is just feels underwhelming. It's the journey that finds to be more interesting, but when the payoff comes in, it doesn't really deliver. I thought the deliverance of this ending was pretty cool, man. Um, and I gotta give credit to Chris Stokes on this. And the writer Chaz Eccles. I thought the twist ending. I mean, they do a little exposition. It feels very Hollywood style. That you don't think anybody would really talk like that. They do this exposition monologue, which is like you do roll your eyes over, but the way it was delivered, it's set up, and the way they were connecting the dots to it, I thought was pretty. It was a pretty good job of how they did it. It literally had me interested and really wanted to figure out how this movie was really gonna conclude. I won't spoil the ending because this movie just came out on Tubi, and I urge you to go see it. Keep your expectations low just for what it is. And this is something I miss about movies, um, where it's not doing anything with a message. It's not, it's not. This is just a mystery movie that is trying to be that has has a serious subject matter of a child missing, but does try to have fun with it. And you don't see movies like that. That just has a fun little premise. It's like a quick in and out movie, even though it feels like a disposable film. But it's just a movie just to have a good time. It's nothing anything major, but it's done well. And that's what I would give props. It is done well for an independent filmmaker who has actually a production company, Footage Films. And I really, I was just, hey, this was good, man. This was good. There is one little nitpick I remember. They showed the shot during an interrogation room from a different angle, and then the way they choose to end that scene, they show that same footage. Well, not same footage. They show the same thing that the actor did in that footage, in that scene, but they showed it from a different angle, which didn't make sense to me. So maybe they didn't have another coverage to end that scene a different way. So they just well, not reused, they used the same scene from a different shot, which was noticeable. And there's another weird thing about what this film does. It does this weird panning that the camera couldn't stay still when characters are trying to uh, interact with one another. I mean, you can tell this movie was shot on a gimbal, but it felt a little unprofessional. Like it felt like a little like it was just moving around for whatever reason. It felt like a glitchy video game would do, and it just didn't make sense for that to happen. Now, I think maybe as a creative move, they were trying to find some sort of rhythm to make the film feel more engaging. But to me, that didn't work. Uh, it kind of did, but I was thinking from a filmmaker's look at it. I'm questioning why that was a choice made to kind of pan the camera weirdly. It felt like a glitchy video game that that wasn't able to get the camera right in the right way or when they were rendering the game. Um, so that was odd. I thought that was an odd thing to do during scenes of dialogue and filling exposition scenes of the film. But I thought the film was great. Like I said, it wasn't trying to do anything unique, but it just had a good story that I thought you should really make time to watch on Tubi. I did do it. Of course, you haven't seen it. The movie just came out, but let me know in the comment section below what you think. I do think it is worth your time for a fun little mystery movie. And let me know what is your favorite underrated movie. I'm sorry, I keep because I just had coffee. But good morning, everybody.